to our Tuesday family yoga session, and welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you are a regular. My name is Kelly and I will take you through a short session. Like you have probably just read, we're going to work into stretching those backs, stretching those necks, as lots of us are hunched and not really opening our hearts and chests and moving enough. So that's what I'd like to focus on today and a little bit through this week. So bring yourselves into circles with families everywhere. Hopefully as many of you have been able to join in your family home this morning. Find your seat on a cushion or mat or on your block, and I would like you to take some nice big circles around. You can let the legs be nice and loose. It doesn't need to be a really tight cross. Crossing legs can feel quite a bit stressful if your hips are tight. So just take some circles one way, take some circles the other way. And as you do this, just feel what's going on in your shoulders and your neck this morning, and then just let your hands rest. And I'd like you to swing your neck very carefully, because our necks are very sensitive and tender, but just gently side to side, through the center, to the other side, and just feel all the sides of the neck. Now often we have one side that's a bit stiffer than the other, and often that's if we're on our phone or writing or typing in one side. So notice which side that is and whichever side that is. So for me it's my right side, and I'd like then to take the left ear over. So whichever side is a bit tighter, tip so you have that space open, and feel that stretch in your neck. Instead, take 3 big breaths here. So you can breathe out through the mouth to begin with. Take one more. And then come through center. Come to the other side as you feel that stretch in your other side of your neck, which might still be tight, but perhaps not as tighter. And take 3 big breaths. Take one more. And then start to bring the chin into the chest so you can feel the back of the neck open up and release, and take 3 big breaths here. And take one more. Nice. Use your hands to bring your head all the way up onto your body. Come into your table, so you're on your hands and knees in the center of your mat, and take your cat-cow stretches. So our cow lifts us up, and then our angry cat rounds us. We want to take 5 more like this, breathing in all the way through the body, breathing out. Take 3 more. Two more. This is where you connect your movement in your breath. 1 more. Now what we're going to do is tuck our toes under to stretch our feet. We come back to our rock, but with our stretched feet open. So we take a breath in our rock, and then we lift up and lift to like a long cow stretch. So the hands are a bit further forward than our shoulders. We come back to our feet and we breathe out. And then we come forward and we lift our heart. And we take this 4 more times. Push back. If it's too much with the feet untucked, you can push the feet down. So we're in our rock. But that helps to stretch our feet. And then we lift up. Breathe to the back of the heart. Push back, breathe out. Breathe in, lift up. And 1 more. Take 3 breaths in your rock. Take 1 more breath in. Breath out. like you to come back to your rock and come to your dog, your down dog. So that's like your upside down V shape. As you begin to pedal out the backs of the feet, relax your head. So give it a shake so you know you're not holding any tension there. Spread the hands wide and bring the shoulders away from your ears. Pedal out the feet, lift up through the belly. Take another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now I'd like you to step forward so you're in your hanging tree. Remember the trees that hang have long branches and they sway side to side. The head is heavy. Maybe take a little lip flutter. And I'd like you to start walking those big heavy trees around the space. So just let the feet walk forward and sideways. Let the head be heavy. Breathe all the way into the lower back. This is a really lovely stretch for our backs. And then arrive back on your mat. Take your elbows and just swing side to side, letting the body be heavy, the knees are nice and bent. So you're not stretching too deep into the backs of the legs. Now let's go through one of our big chest and heart openers where we lift the hands up. First, just wait here. And if you can, you catch your fingertips and you bring your arms up and overhead. Let the chin come to the chest and you really feel that wonderful opening through the whole of the front body. Relax in the face. Take 4 more big breaths. And if it's too much, you can come up slightly or part the hands. Just make it feel really, really good for you this morning. Take another breath in. Squeeze the shoulders, breath out. And I'd like you to release your hands. Step back to your long line, so that's like your long plank, and you're in a really long line from toes to head, and take 3 breaths here, lifting your belly up, so you're strong in your center, you're pushing your mat away, breathing really deep, maybe you can breathe out through the mouth or the nose, and then lower to your knees if you're not. Come onto your bellies, so you lower all the way down slowly. And now bring your forearms onto your mat. So that's the lower part of your arm. And this is called our Sphinx. So if you know Egyptian culture, you'll know the Sphinx with the paws lifting up the head and sitting in this very majestic position. So that's what you're doing, and you're pushing on the elbows and you're drawing your chest, your heart through your arms, and you're breathing all the way into the back of the head, the back of the shoulders, pushing down the elbows, lifting up a bit higher. And then start to lower the chest onto the mats. And just let your head be on the mats and just lie here for a couple of deep breaths. Just bring the forehead onto the arms. We're going to take a few more like these, so little chest openers, which are really lovely to open the heart. Take another breath here. And then I'd like you to bring your hands onto the mat and lift up this time with the hands somewhere in front of you. So it doesn't need to be too far back because that might hurt your lower back. You can have them forward, or of course you can stay in your Sphinx. Now we're a bit more like a cobra, so a snake. So let's take a breath in and let's do our hissing sound as we come out. See if you can really hiss into your room. Take another cobra as you lift up, and then take a hiss sound. Take one more to lift up. Just notice how you feel. Notice if the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears, and hiss it out. Arrive on your mats. Take another breath in, another breath out. Now we're going to go for a shape where we are in a boat, and this is where we lift up the legs as well, and we lift up the hands, so we're flying. So if you want, you can turn to face into your space, but you're not going to look at someone because it's going to hurt your neck. I'm going to keep to the side so you can see me. You're going to keep your eyes down, and as you take a big breath, you're just going to lift up, point your fingers and toes back like you're flying and you're on your belly. Draw your shoulders down and take another breath in. You're like a flying boat, and then breathe out and lower down. And let's take one more to lift up. Squeeze the shoulders, open the heart, point the fingers and toes, and then breathe out as you come down. Bring your hands under your shoulders, come to your rocks, so your hips are connected to your heels. Breathe out as you just land on your mats. These are some really deep chest stretches we just did then. So I encourage you to take those away from this practice and do them in your days and your weeks ahead as well. In your rock, I'd like you to draw your hands across to the right side of your mat. So you get a left side body stretch. And then walk the hands across to the other side of your mat, stretch down the right. And now let's come and sit up on our knees. So our hips are high. And I'd like you to bring your right leg, step it forward so you're in a lizard. And you're going to lift your hands up to the sky. And you're going to take a breath in. And you're going to open your mouth and your tongue and go, ah. Really wide lion's breath. So we lift up, we breathe in. We open our mouth and tongue, ah. We sink down and squeeze our shoulders. One more. Big breath out. Good. Come back onto your right knee. You can always bring something under the knee if it's hurting a little bit. Now step your left foot into your lizard. So we're low. We lift up and we take that the other side. Let's see if you can do bigger breaths and bigger mouth. Breathe in. Open out. Breathe in. Open out. One more for luck. Breathe out. Super, everybody. Come back into your downward facing dog. Spread your hands wide. And now let's wag our happy dog tails side to side, because when dogs are happy, they wag their tails, breathing into the sides of the body. Let's take another 3, take another 2, take another 1, and land. Relax the head, let it be heavy. Now let's take your dog off your mats and take it for a walk. So you're going to walk around your space. You have to keep yourself really balanced by lifting up through your bellies and really placing your hands and your feet onto the ground, onto your carpet. Breathing as you go. And I'd like you to see if you can find a family in your room and give them a high five with their paw. And then see if you can find someone else and give them a high five with their paw. And explore high-fiving everyone in the space. High five. Take a high five. have a few moments of high-fiving everyone just to welcome them into your lovely space this morning. High five. I'll just high five my imaginary family in space. And then come back to your down dogs, and I'd like you to step forward or hop forward and then start to rise all the way up. Bring the prayer up to the sky and then down to your hearts. Super. Okay, let's try an aeroplane shape now. So this requires some strong legs, some belly squeezing in, and also it requires our chest to be open. So using that stretch. So what we do, take your right foot and press it into your mats, and you can face inwards to your family, into your space. Then we start to lean forward, and then you start to feel the weight come onto that front leg, and you lift your back leg. You start to fly. And then you bring your prayer together at your heart, squeeze your belly in and up, and you take 3 big breaths in your aeroplane. And if you fall, it really doesn't matter. You just come back in. And now what I'd like you to do is open those wings and see if you can connect the family fingers, maybe forward, maybe back. Maybe you just stay where you are and you take 2 more breaths. Relax your face. And what we're going to try and do now is see if with your hands you can reach down to the floor, so that left leg has to lift up. And you can bend your right knee. So you're doing like a standing splits kind of shape. And you take a breath in and a breath out. And then see if you can come up back to your aeroplane. Use the strength in your leg. And then return your left leg down. Whoa, that was pretty strong. Give your leg a pitter-patter out, because that is quite a strong shape to do. But don't worry, we have a chance to see how it feels on the other side. So let us bring our left foot in, and you can face anywhere you'd like on your mats. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Find your eye focus, because a lot of this is about focusing on somewhere, concentrating and just going for it and being steady, okay? Then we start to bring our body forward, no rush. We start to lift our back leg up, and maybe we catch some flight, and we really straighten that back leg so it's really strong and not hanging down. And we take 3 breaths here. Squeeze the belly in. And then maybe we catch 2 breaths with our flying wings. Keep your focus somewhere on your mats ahead of you. And then maybe stay here, or maybe if you found you can bring the hands to the mat and you lift that right leg high, and you take 2 breaths in your standing splits. 1 more breath in, breath out. And then bend into the standing leg and come back up super slow. And then see if you can return your right leg down. Lots of power. Pat it out. Wherever you went, however you did, it was perfect for you this morning. So very well done. Come to sit on your own mats, and we'll finish with some breathing. But we're going to also invite some opening into our chest while we breathe, okay? So sit either up or on your mats, on your bottoms, on your knees, wherever feels really, really good. And what I'd like you to do is lift your fingers up, and then as you breathe out, you're going to open and squeeze those shoulders. So we lift up, breathe out, open. Good, and smile into your space as you do this. Take 2 more. Breathe out. 1 more. Breathe out. Now this one you might find steadier on your seat. We're going to take our hand and fingertips on our shoulders. We're going to take big circles around. And as we do this, we breathe. So we go. Drawing some nice big circles in our space. And then we're going to start just to twist side to side. And we're going to do this for a final 10 seconds all together. Still breathing and counting at the same time. So let's count down from 10. Are we ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake out the hands. Flick away the feet. You have done super. Bring your prayer to your heart, close your eyes, and think of something that makes you feel super happy, super smiley, and think about that through the rest of your day. And you can share it with your families or just keep it to yourselves. Take a big breath in, big breath out. And we bow down into our space and say namaste, or thank you, or just give your families a smile and a little wave to just say to them, well done for joining, for coming, and I hope you enjoyed the practice. Work on our boat chest opening stretches that we did, and keep going through lots of these shapes, because the more you do them, the better you'll find them, the easier you'll find them, and the better that it will be in your day-to-day life. So have a wonderful day, good rest of your weeks. I'm back on Thursday and Saturday at 9:30.